In the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from Estinian's presence. Yet I cannot help but wonder how Kral and Tataru intend to locate him. They certainly seemed confident, however. Yeah, it would be interesting what their methods are. Unto the breach. Alize is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions, not least of all you. Good news, Lavenza. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald, and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I am hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, huh? Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alize, Graha, and Lavenza. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamingo to apprise Raubon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed, it was just as Lee said, worse in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the Third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps. Or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deadly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, Be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be worried from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kral. We need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. If you are curious to know what I will be doing in your absence, let us speak of it another time. At present, Kral and I have no more than a hypothesis. I don't actually recall what they're working on. Presumably whatever it is what leads Kral to go back to Sharlayan. Or old Sharlayan, as it were. While we may safely assume that the Teloporoi are behind the works being carried out on the Imperial Palace, we can only guess at their purpose. The royal menagerie is still close to civilians. Ben Daniel and his pets certainly left their mark. I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amalja abductions. It can be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Flamen. Spring water only, it being a flying visit. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. I think Urianger can just make himself welcome. I don't think he doesn't really seem the type to like care if people are bothered by his presence. Not like in a dick way, like he's trying to be obnoxious. It's like, you know, I'm going to be me, and if they have an issue with it, that's on them. Well, if it isn't Alphino and his merry band. Ah. Ehrenwald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, his body wasn't there. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elyzin are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Aurochs, such as yourself, will crane your neck to meet my eye. Aye. 'Twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbrita towered over me nonetheless. Moonbrita. I still miss her. She was such a good character. Again, it's crazy how she was around for such a short time, but had that much of an impact, you know? Ehrenwald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. So what exactly brings you here? Oop, nothing good. Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait. Does this have something to do with the towers? Huh? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, all right? If Fordola is going with him, that must mean primals. My apologies. As Ehrenwald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoi's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fan Daniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. and we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Convenient timing.
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
War crimes notwithstanding, I really like Fordola's character. Even though she doesn't say anything there. I just like her. I don't know how to describe it. She's just... I mean, I've said, like, I like those kind of strong female characters or whatever. But she's like another kind of offshoot of that or whatever. That's kind of fun. You know, she's the character that will say the craziest kind of stuff. You know, that like that brutal honesty that can be kind of funny sometimes. If it's small talk you're after, look elsewhere. See? I mean, how can't you enjoy that? I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating enemy territory, but to send only 2? Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolder and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Those names, it's like talking backwards.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
I don't think
What
she...
are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in
Yeah.
the matter.
She doesn't have a choice.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse.
Oh.
And you didn't.
She just likes being broody.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
Well,
And
Xenos
now,
did.
from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Gotta do that fist bump. I think that started with Ardbert.
If you finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Might as well be the closest one.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded.
Ah.
It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Sad thing is the best he can do now is doggy paddle.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Ah, bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. Oh, I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Her voice performance is great.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
So I think this development actually adds another kind of layer to Fordola that makes her interesting, because, you know, obviously she fought for the Garleans because I think, you know, she had no love for her own people anymore, and she probably thought her own people fighting against the Garleans was pointless anyway. So it's like, okay, if this is kind of the situation you're in, or we're in, I might as well take advantage of it. Try to kind of ascend beyond my means within this situation. But now to find out, I mean, I don't know that anybody has told her that, hey, the whole Garlean Empire was created by, you know, an Ascian. But at least at this point, she knows of Ascian involvement in Garlemald and, you know, everything they talked about. You know, to add that layer on top of it, that it's kind of like she already knows now that she was wrong. Like, the path she chose was the wrong one. But now, to know that she chose the wrong path, you know, to back, like, a group that was even worse than she thought they were, you know, is just kind of, I think, you know, adding insult to injury in a way. So I hope she plays a bigger part in Endwalker. I would love to see how it all turns out for her. I mean, she may end up dead. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough. Like 3 months or something. Kind of sucks that it's that far. I'm about to finish up the story and still have to wait 3 months, but that's better than everybody else. Thank you all for watching this video. tonight's stream is the penultimate for Final Fantasy XIV story, MSQ, as of yet. We finished off 5.5. So the only thing we have left is 5.56, which is only 3 quests. But yeah, 5.5 was great. And it wasn't just 5.5. The last quest of 5.5 or 5.4, which introduced all the towers and everything like that. So tonight's stream was kind of focusing on the towers, which was cool. I'm not remembering all the details, but I think there was even some stuff there that was kind of like, whoa, like I didn't realize that because, like, I didn't realize the context of it because it had been so long since I had done the previous content before, where now I've done everything within like the last 2.5 months. So, it's just good. And of course, this is it, as I've mentioned many times, this is now content that we don't have the answers to. It's all still speculation, and got to wait for Endwalker 4, which is cool. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So if you've had as much fun as I have, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to come join me live in whatever post 14 shenanigans I'm up to, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a good one.